first really, the band that played out and that kind of stuff would have been Earth. And we actually made the school yearbook. I got in the school yearbook for playing drums, and we were sophomores in high school, and we played our first big high school dance, and the band was called Earth. And then eventually the band evolved into a band called Cross. And actually the guitar player in the band and the singer in the band, Johnny Donaldson and Mark Anthony, they actually went on to be in Chameleon later on. And it evolved. We added Gary Crone, who was a really fine singer and violinist. And so we were kind of like a Kansas type band. We had a little bit of that English techno stuff too, Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Yes and Genesis. And that was a real good band too, but you know how things go, partnerships dissolve and stuff and disagreements. And so then the next incarnation of Chameleon, we added Dugan McNeil on bass guitar. So it was Dugan, Johnny Donaldson, and then Mark Anthony became the lead singer, and myself on drums. And then from that, Yanni joined the band. And then that's when we started putting out the Chameleon albums. Actually, the first Chameleon album Yanni produced, but he wasn't in the band yet. But then the second, third, and fourth album, he was a full-fledged band member. Dugan brought Yanni to the band, and then eventually he joined the band. Our first album, we did a big pre-order, and everybody pre-ordered the album and stuff, and then we recorded it and put it out, and then before long, we weren't playing the bars anymore. We were playing more college arenas, we were playing the celebrity rooms, we were playing the Guthrie Theater. We were a bona fide, more of a concert act. And we actually joined up with the Miller Rock Network, where they were sponsoring bands that were all original, but they hadn't been signed yet to a major record label. So we had decided, we started our own label and just said, look, in the meantime, we're going to put out our own product. And we were doing 15 different states, and we were getting reported on some of the major radio stations and stuff. And so that's what actually got all the label interest for us, is because we just went out and did it on our own first.
They sold merchandise. They had Chameleon merchandise, they had jackets, they had underwear, I mean, they had t-shirts, they had everything, boxer shorts,
Went on
running
to the basement
shorts.
tapes from MTV, and we had a video called Little Sister. Overnight success in 18 years. We used to sit in this van with Chameleon, go to North and South Dakota in the winter because none of the other bands were dumb enough to do it, playing for like $100 a week, saying someday we're going to play some Chameleon's peak. We were doing up to 280 one-nighters a year. We were doing in excess of, geez, about 200,000 miles a year we were putting on the vehicles. So it was pretty insane, you know, but we all were single. And we could do this, you know, there was no wives, no kids, you know, so we were able to we just never were home. We just were on the road. 200, and we were with a major record label. I think we hit 175. We sold, our first Chameleon album sold almost 30,000 copies just on our own. When we were at Fargo Moorhead, we did a big concert out there, and the local college station, the Late Night Alternative, came out and filmed us.
Hi, we're Chameleon. Welcome to the Late Night Alternative.
And we had MCA Records out, and they saw, we already had our second album out called Technicolor, did it ourselves again, but we had created such a buzz, the label flew out to see us, and they were going to sign us. They went crazy over it. And so we were at the top of the game, and what happened is negotiations went on for a few months, and all of a sudden, right in the middle of the negotiations, they changed presidents at MCA, and he fired everybody. And that was a big blow to the band, because we were all set to be signed. They were going to take the album as it was. And so that ended up changing some personnel in the band again, too, because some people just couldn't take it. We ended up with new lead singers and new guitar players. And we actually tried it one more time and had a deal from CBS, from the man who produced Bruce Springsteen. And that one fell through too, due to some personnel things. And so then that eventually that broke Chameleon up totally. And it was kind of disheartening because, you know, you got 5 or 6 different personalities, and some people, it was a big blow to them and they didn't want to go on. And so it was one of those things. So, you know, the band broke up, and, you know, I thought I was going to be this big rock star and that kind of stuff. But, you know, it seems like things happen for a reason. If the band wouldn't have broken up, if we would have succeeded as Chameleon and had all the albums out, and me and Yanni were rocking and rolling and that kind of stuff, I never would have met my wife Andrea and had my kids. So it seems to me that maybe God had a reason for what was going to happen in Charlie's life here.